What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Nintendo Nation, the exclusive Nintendo podcast from SuperGen. We post every Friday on iTunes and the Google Play podcast, and the video we have up by every Monday? Monday.
Hopefully by Monday, sooner if possible.
Exactly. We're going to try our best, but at the most by Monday.
Well, now we're shooting for podcasts up on the podcast services Fridays, video by Monday. Everybody's happy.
Exactly. So that's how you get both if you want it. So
to start off, we got Joe here. Ryan.
Nice to meet you.
Let's jump into the news.
All right.
So let's start. Yeah, happy Mario Day.
Mario Day, March 10th. MAR10.
Now, did you know about this before today?
I did.
I did not.
Yeah.
Until Zach texted me and he's like, do you know what today is? And I'm like, no. He's like, Mario Day. And then when he typed it out, I was like, that's kind of interesting just because MAR for March and then 10 for the IO, as in March 10th. Right. That's interesting. So go home and play some Mario. Just stop with the Zelda for one day. Give Mario some love.
And play Mario on your Nintendo Switch. Oh, wait, there's none there.
That's what I'm saying. Speaking of Mario,
dust off that Wii U and play Mario 3D World.
No, play Mario, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars.
Yeah, we can do that
because this week is the 21st anniversary of that game. Excellent game. Just wanted to give a shout out to
Classic.
it. Honestly, it might be, isn't in my top 5 list. Not officially on the SuperGen site, but officially here, it might be up in the top 5 list. We could take some of those games off that are on there.
That's for sure. It spawned Paper Mario, though, which is one of my favorite games.
Paper Mario?
Yeah. It was originally designed to be a successor to Mario RPG. So I'm excited that happened. And that was a lot of fun. And
I just hope they bring it back. I was thinking today, if they make Mario, Super Mario RPG on the Switch, Virtual Console again, buy it again. I want to play it again.
Oh, yeah, I will for sure.
So
and
good.
It's awesome that it was made by Square Enix, which is crazy, but they were, the biggest Super Nintendo, one of the biggest Super Nintendo developers. And what was I going to say after that? Oh, and then Paper Mario, when it went to Paper Mario, was developed by Intelligent Systems, who made one of your favorites, Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Yep, so the Paper Mario team and the Fire Emblem team, same team.
I like it.
Crazy.
But go out there, play
something Mario today. And
Mario RPG.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
Right. Classic.
All right, what do you got for us going on the other side of the spectrum with the Switch?
All right, yeah. So, keeping it old school, Nintendo Switch. We got the big one that a bunch of people have been complaining about is no Netflix. Where's Netflix?
Now, I'm not going to lie. I was very disappointed because, okay, look at this. You have your Switch out. It has a nice kickstand. And I'm thinking, okay, get home from work. I want to watch Netflix. I have no problem setting this thing on the table, grubbing down, and I want to stream something on there, okay? Netflix, Hulu, anything, just to watch some show. And then right off the bat, it's like, oh, sorry, these streaming apps aren't on there. I was like, are you kidding me? It's 2017. Give me these apps because then, okay, I'm done eating. Straight to the couch. Pooh.
Right.
Netflix to Zelda.
And that's cool. That's cool that it would all be in one. And no doubt when it does come out, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But you can use your cell phone for that right now.
I don't want to.
Why?
Because the Switch is the all-in-one.
I guess.
It's what the Xbox thought it was going to be.
Should they just call it the Nintendo One then?
Maybe.
But, so, I don't care. No big deal to me that there's no Netflix because, number one, Netflix wasn't on Wii U when it launched. Netflix wasn't on Wii when it launched. And eventually, Wii U...
The Wii couldn't even play DVDs.
Yeah, I know, but...
Can the Switch play DVDs?
No.
Case closed.
But you had 18 other devices in your house that could play DVDs and Blu-rays. You don't need one more. So...
No, I can understand that.
Anyway, so it'll be cool though, but the direct quote from Reggie Fils-Aimé was, according to Nintendo Life, it goes, in a recent interview with the Washington Post, Nintendo of America's Reggie Fils-Aimé again reiterated that the Nintendo Switch was about playing games first and foremost. However, he did acknowledge that they were working on getting the popular streaming services on board. Quote, What I would say is this. We built the Nintendo Switch to be a world-class gaming device, meaning we want you first and foremost to play games on the system and have an incredibly fun experience. We're talking to a range of companies about other services, companies like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, things that will come in time. In our view, these are not differentiators. What differentiates us is the way you play with the Nintendo Switch and what you can play. And that will continue to be our focus into the future as we continue driving this platform.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's good.
Just give it to me.
Just focus on the games. Because you know who focused on the games and is killing it was PlayStation. And that was their whole focus. The E3, the PS4 came out, was all games. Nintendo was, hey, we're going to do, Microsoft was, hey, we're going to do all these other services. We're going to give you your cable box.
Yeah.
We're going to give you all this other stuff. And that tanked them.
Yeah. Speaking
You know
of
what I mean?
PlayStation, you want to talk about Horizon? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, right. That's for the other podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I'm fine with like waiting on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, whatever. They'll be there, and I'm playing Zelda so much now, like it doesn't matter.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean? Like that's the thing. And I'll use my PS4 for something else, or I'll use my phone for Netflix if I wanted to. Like I highly doubt this is anybody's only like console and the only device in their house that can play Netflix.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it. And then the other thing too is that with Netflix, it's all up to Netflix to develop the app for it. So Nintendo is not developing the Switch app for Netflix.
Which I guess makes sense because that like audience is so small that's going to have the Switch, and then even smaller that wants to use Netflix on the Switch.
And so that's why it was so like Switch or Netflix on the Wii U was terrible for the longest time. Was like absolute garbage. There was no auto.
Do you remember you had to get like a DVD in the mail to do it on the Wii or something? Like old school consoles, you needed
weird.
to get
like
a weird DVD.
Netflix used to like send out DVDs and stuff. I don't know if they still do, but but it's all up to Netflix to develop the app for it, which is why the Wii U one was so trash for so long. And then it wasn't until like a year ago that it like finally got autoplay. Like when you were watching episodes, you had to like keep clicking A to get it to go, and it played on both your TV and the gamepad at the same time. You couldn't do anything there, and then you couldn't even like scroll with the gamepad. Like when you wanted to look through stuff, you had to use the joysticks. Yeah, it was terrible. And then eventually, like a year ago, they fixed it, and it was like, oh yeah, it's all up to Netflix to like redevelop it for the Wii U and like make it work on the Wii U. And so I'm like, it's on Netflix to make make it work for the Switch, you know. So
I'm gonna do a shout out though on the Wii U, like if you're on the internet, and then you could do the curtain feature. Yeah. Just in case you're like, hey, I don't want you to see the curtains. You know, I wonder how many people use that.
Probably not.
What do they have to hide?
Yeah, I guess.
Why?
I like the Wii U.
I want to know what people were hiding. If like somebody watching was hiding something, please let us know.
Real quick, you're talking about hiding stuff. Okay. I got this one other article. This is the fun one I was telling you about that I didn't tell you about.
Butter.
But these people sound like they have something to hide or not hide, depending on how you go.
Okay.
But this is from the website Mashable.
Okay.
And it starts with, turns out you can't watch porn and play video games at the same time, but you can watch porn about video games. YouPorn reports that their traffic dropped noticeably after the release last weekend of the highly anticipated new gaming system, the Nintendo Switch. It seems people were so excited to play with their new device that they didn't need to search for more excitement in the form of porn.
Now wait.
Yeah.
Can we confirm this was the Switch and not Horizon, going back to Horizon?
That's true. We couldn't.
I know. Look, they're just picking one thing out of the week.
But they're getting the weekend. So you'd think on Tuesday when Horizon came out and everybody went to the midnight and all that, it would have dropped Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is that.
Well, what if there's like the working man and they wanted to get adequate sleep and everything, and they're like, the weekend's coming.
It could be. It could be both. But I bet I would.
When was the Ghost Recon beta? Was that 2 weeks ago or just last weekend?
No, that was a few weekends ago. So
could have been that. Maybe they were playing For Honor. Like all those people came out of the woodwork and they were like, "Hey,
yeah,
let's do it." I'm not gonna blame it entirely on the Switch.
Real quick, I just want to throw these numbers out.
But then that's messed up. Wait, because how many little kids bought the Switch?
I honestly would probably say not a lot. I feel like this was not marketed towards children at all.
So what if this was all children that bought the Switch and then these stats came out?
That's kind of weird.
Yes, that's kind of weird.
But here we go. It says that website regularly experiences small traffic fluctuations from things like holidays, big TV shows airing, or movies premiering. But the Switch was a different story. Its debut on March 3rd coincided with a 15% drop in traffic from users who self-identified as gamers. By the next day, a Saturday, peak sit on the couch and play a game day, it was down 17%, and on Sunday, down 13%.
No, wait, I want to throw this out there. Does the Switch have a browser on it?
No, it does not.
Do you think this issue would still be had if there was a browser on the Switch?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I think it would be.
I think they would have seen 15% more traffic.
Probably.
I know.
This is the most fun part, though. There was an increase in one area, however. Demand for porn related to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which came out the same day as the Switch, was way up. Link searches rose 164% over that weekend, and those for Zelda were up 102%. Who knew Zelda got people so hot and bothered? The Switch sex halo extended to the brand more generally too. Searches for Nintendo itself went up by 37%. Big characters also got a boost, like Mario up 24%, Bowser up 23%, and Princess Peach up 16%.
That's interesting.
Huh. The porn market will no doubt rise to the occasion to meet this new Switch-inspired demand.
That's messed up.
Now, the messed up thing is Peach, the female,
Yeah.
had the least spike, had like the least up.
Speaking of spikes, Bowser had a bigger spike.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's crazy.
It's
Bowser
cool,
was
yeah.
up 23%. That's messed up.
It sounds like it's got its own like Overwatch little kind of thing going on because there's
Yeah.
a nice Overwatch section too.
Yeah, they Overwatch porn, like everything. So,
But I saw
just
that stat too. That's just really funny.
I just thought that was really fun, and I just thought it was like.
But what else
interesting,
happened in
like,
the
how
world
crazy-
last week?
I have no idea.
Something big. I'm
Must
not
have.
going to blame this on the Switch.
I will.
You could take your Switch anywhere.
I say I blame it on the Switch only because the numbers of searching for Zelda were up 102%.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And Link was up 164%. People wanted to see
Now-
Link getting it on 164
That's
times
what I'm
more
saying.
than
What
normal.
about the 64 in there?
Nintendo 64?
That's what I'm saying.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
I guess
There
that's
it
what
is. That's what I'm saying. That's
That's-
what it is right there.
I like that a lot. That's really good.
But yeah, I just thought that was a super fun fact.
That's super fun indeed.
It was super fun. Super fun on SuperGen.
All right, speaking of Zelda, though, and
Yeah.
then blowing through the roof, Breath of the Wild breaks Metacritic's record for most
Yeah,
perfect scores.
that's awesome.
Which is interesting because I guess the old record was 42 perfect scores,
Mm-hmm.
and those were for both Mario Galaxy,
Galaxy.
yes, and The Last of Us, which I never played Mario Galaxy. Would you say it's a perfect
Yes.
game like that?
I would say Mario Galaxy 2 is more perfect than Mario Galaxy 1, but they both are perfect 10s.
Okay, but yeah, Last of Us.
Last of Us
I
10,
can understand
10
that
out of 10, regardless. Like, one of the best games ever made.
So right
Last
now,
of Us.
Breath of the Wild has 72 reviews on Metacritic.
Okay.
I'm not saying all 72 are perfect because
Right, 'cause
when
they're
I was
not.
reading the article, I tried to pace through, but it was over 50.
Yeah.
We know it's over 42 because the last record was at 42.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, I mean,
Crazy.
it does deserve it.
Yeah.
And that's good that a game in 2017 is now hitting top of the charts up
Right.
with these classics.
And so now I want to say this officially, I feel, makes this the #2 greatest game of all time. Because there are a multitude of games that have a 98% on Metacritic. 4 of which, so in their top 10 games on Metacritic, 4 of them are GTA. It's GTA 4 on PS3 and 360 is 2 entries, and then GTA 5 on PS4 and Xbox One is 2 entries. So 4 entries are GTA. So
Yeah,
that's 6 for everybody else. Tony Hawk was up there, and Mario Galaxy was one of them. And then there was like a few others. There was like one more Nintendo game or something.
What Tony
But
Hawk, do you know? 2?
Pro Skater 2, I think.
Yeah, I could see that.
So it's like, yeah, that's kind of crazy, like with their numbers and whatever. And so I was like telling people, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like the #2, and they're like, yeah, but there's so many other games that have 98%. But this saying like, oh yeah, this one has the most perfect scores of like any game.
Yeah.
Puts it right at that. If it's still at 98%, right there at the top, right under Ocarina of Time, which has 99%. The only game on there to have 99%.
Ocarina or Ocarina?
I say Ocarina. I think it's properly is pronounced Ocarina.
You mean Macarena?
Macarena.
That's what it should have been.
Do the
The
dance.
Macarena time.
So
That's pretty good.
yeah, so that's super interesting. I really am happy that this game is like doing that well.
Good for Nintendo.
Yeah, like straight up perfect. Like way to go, Nintendo, for making this amazing game. And like I was telling you last night or 2 nights ago, I had my huge moment where I was like, all right, this game is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Like-
tell me about this because I never
Yeah,
got
I
the
never
explanation
told
from
you.
So
And
let
so
me
this
hear
is
why
what I
this is a 10
originally
out of
wanted the
10.
topic to be, was just like talking about Zelda. But so what happened was I started playing the game, whatever, went through the game, and it was fine. And I said, okay, this game's good. Like Zelda, like this isn't a bad game. I can understand. Like I get why people are giving it 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Like I understand like why this game is so awesome. But I would have expected a lot more like 8.5s and 9s. Like honestly, like if it would have come out and been like, oh yeah,
I can't see
GameSpot-
under a 9. It's
Yeah.
mechanically
See,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Where
And-
it hits the 9.
Yeah, but I'm
tier.
saying like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if like one outlet was like, oh yeah, we're giving it, like an 8.5. We're being like that edgy.
I think
kind of thing.
9.1 is where it should be.
Yeah, which would be awesome, but not a lot of people do the
point 1.
point ones. But so anyway, I'm like, okay, I understand why like people are giving this like 10s, like it makes sense, whatever.
Yeah.
But if I would have expected it to get more 9s from like people to be like, yeah, it's Zelda, but it's not like that amazing. The other night I'm playing through it, and I don't know, you're probably not that far into it, but you open up your tablet. There's like pages that are blocked out. When you unlock them, and this isn't really spoilery, but when you unlock them, one of them is a photo album.
Okay.
So you can run around and take pictures, and you can save them to like your photo album. Like you
Okay.
take in-game pictures, right?
Can you go to the store and then print them out?
Yeah, like the
Like
old
Game Boy.
Nintendo-
Yeah,
you have to
like,
get the Game Boy Color
Pokemon
printer.
Snap and all
Yeah.
that.
But no, so you get like these things, whatever, and then there's like a part like it's called the compendium where you have to take pictures of like all the different stuff. So it's like you gotta take a picture of a horse. It unlocks the horse like in your thing. It's almost like a Pokedex, and it gives you like a little readout and everything. So you capture all the monsters, capture all the weapons, whatever.
Okay.
So there's this part where there's these 12 images that are already preloaded before you even take a picture, and the person who unlocks the tablet for you says, "Oh, these look like pictures that you and Zelda took together. Go to these places, and maybe it'll jog your memory." Because the whole point is Link's been asleep for 100 years, totally doesn't remember anything, right? Totally has amnesia, whatever. So go to these 12 places, and you'll like maybe that'll help jog your memory. Well, when you go to one of the places, there's a huge glowing spot on the ground. And when you go there, it opens up a cutscene. And the cutscene is called, those are your memories. So you have 12 different memories. Or I think there's actually like 18 memories that you can unlock. And that's like the fully voiced, like great CGI, like everything like looks great cutscene. Like it's amazing.
So the cutscene made this your game of the...
Almost. That bumped it up.
Okay.
That made it... The first cutscene I went to was like, and then...
Why though? It was like cathartic, or was it just...
The cutscene?
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. And like made it like a great like story.
Did
like,
you see the
this
water
is, like,
in For
a real
Honor?
Zelda.
You want to talk beautiful?
Yeah. Oh, did you see the water in this game? Switch
For
water.
Honor's still better.
Switch water kills GameCube water.
I don't
like,
know.
Destroys
You
it.
can't.
Anyway.
It's all about crystal blue.
So the second one that I did, and it's gonna be different for everybody. Like the last one I do could be somebody else's first, and that's what I love like about this game. I think that's really cool. Just how you can do everything totally differently. But anyway, the second cutscene I did was great, and it was like a beautiful cutscene. Like the voices are like wonderful. Like I could listen to these people talk all day. Yeah. That was awesome, and that raised it up to like, okay, this should be a 9.5, like at the lowest.
The voices,
this game, the voices, the cutscene,
Zelda's voice,
the story, like the way the story works. I know how she's like British and like whatever. But it's like, who cares? Like they sound like they're from Game of Thrones. Like it's that kind of like fantasy period, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool, 9.5. Like should not be lower than 9.5. This makes it even more believable. Watch that cutscene, whatever, beautiful. Move on to a shrine. There's a shrine on an island.
Okay.
The shrine is covered in vines. Okay. I know I gotta somehow get rid of these vines, catch them on fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't have any fire arrows though.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my god, like I don't have any fire arrows. Like I'm not about to go find any because arrows in this game are really hard to find.
Do you have any flint?
I might have, but I didn't know like what it was used for at the time.
I don't even know if flint's in the game, honestly.
It is, flint is.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use it. But I'm like, okay, crap. But I have a sword. I found this sword from one of the other shrines, I think, where its magical ability is fire. So it's like a fire. I forget what it's called, but it's a fire sword. Okay. And then I have like an ice sword and like other different ones. And I'm like, okay, that's awesome. Like this thing has fire, and when I hit enemies, it catches them on fire. And like if I run up and like kill like a sheep or something, it'll automatically cook the meat that drops. So instead of dropping raw meat, it drops cooked meat, which gives you, more hard stuff. But it's all instant from doing that. And I'm like, that's cool. Or like if like I hit like an apple with it, it gives me like a roasted apple or whatever. So I'm like, that's kind of cool, like automatically cook stuff. So I'm like, crap, let me swing the sword on the vines, catch the vines on fire. Try it, it doesn't work. I'm like, crap, what am I supposed to do? On this island, though, there is one lone tree.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this tree down. And
do you have
let's
an
see what
axe?
happens. No, you can use anything to cut the tree down.
Okay.
You can use a sword, you can use whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut this tree down. Cut the tree down. Falls over, whatever. And I'm like, okay, now I got this giant log that's on here. What am I going to do with this? Well, I want to break it up because I know if you break a tree trunk, it turns into wood. I'm like, okay, let's throw a bomb at the tree trunk, explode it, and what pops out is like wood, like Minecraft, like it just gives you crafting materials.
Yeah.
So it drops like a bundle of wood. And I'm like, awesome. This is like what I wanted. Like, and the tree just turns into like a little bundle of wood. I'm like, I bet I can catch this on fire. So I take my fire sword, hit the bundle of wood that's on the ground, automatically turns into a campfire on fire. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And then I start looking at my inventory. I'm like, oh my god, all I have is swords.
Yeah.
I don't have any torches.
Yeah.
So how am I going to get the fire from this campfire I just made to the vines to set them all on fire? This is crazy. Yeah. So I started looking through my weapons. Luckily, earlier in the game, I had stolen a wooden cooking spoon.
Okay.
So I take the wooden cooking spoon, set that on fire. That works like a torch. Throw the cooking spoon into the vines. All of them catch on fire, and the shrine opens up.
Yeah. That's cool, which is I'm going to go back to in the SuperGen podcast we were telling all our own stories. I was in one of these shrines and kind of like on one of those narrow paths where you could fall off on either side.
Yeah.
And I was going through my weapons and I was using like I was trying to use a magnetic thing to move something, but then I ended up, instead of pressing that button, pressing the button to just throw my sword. So I got this
no.
good sword, and then pooh, it go right off the edge.
No.
And I was like, are you serious? But that's the cool thing about this game is everybody has their own story and a different story.
Yes.
And then you're able to tell that and just share those because those are all these good stories that are coming from this open world game.
And it reminds me so much of like, and I know everybody says this all the time, but this is a game full of those. You played it in grade school. You'd be sitting at the lunch table and you said, "Hey, how did you do this part? What did you do? Like, have you fought this boss yet? Like, have you made it this far? How did you do it?"
Well, that's the beauty of it is there's multiple ways to complete that.
Yeah, and that's what's so great. And there hasn't been a Zelda game that's had that in a really long time. Like of the, hey, have you done this yet? Or hey, how did you do this kind of thing?
When was the last time on CDI?
No, I would probably say Majora's Mask.
I'm joking.
I know.
Yeah.
Because they had like the day-night cycle and like different things happen at different times and everything like that.
So it has been a
super
while
cool.
though, yeah.
It has, yeah, because that was 1999 or 2000 that
almost
Majora's Mask came out. Yeah, so
15,
almost
20 years.
Yeah. So that's crazy how it was up there. But it was once I did that, and when I realized, I'm like, the whole thing could have been done if I had fire arrows, would have been done in literally half a second. But the fact that I had to look around, use my surroundings, think, hey, let me cut down this tree, let me blow up the tree so I can get wood, catch that on fire, grab a wooden spoon, because it was just a random thing I had, grab that, catch that on fire, and that's how
I almost wish you didn't have the wooden spoon just so I can hear more of the story of how you got the piece of wood to light it.
Yeah, and how did I move it? So I'm like, I love that though. Like I did that, and that is unique to me. Like I'm sure somebody else had to do that.
Yeah, but not exactly. But make up their own mechanism.
But I'm like, but that's what's so cool is that there's a clear cut way to do everything, but you don't have to do it that way. If you want to do it some crazy random way, you go ahead and do it, and that is when it like skyrocketed us from the 9.5 to the 10. The fact that it's a great story, mechanically works so well, and like that you have the freedom to do literally whatever you want, however you want.
Yeah,
love it. Like, and that's why it's a 10 out of 10.
I agree,
like,
but with all these numbers and everything, it's just like the game should be: should you play it or should you not play it?
You should
like
play
how you value
100%.
your time. It's not like here's a scale or whatever. It's just like, should you play this? Yes, play it.
Yes, play it. If you have a Switch or a Wii U, you got to play this game. Like, this game is like amazing. The only person that this game is not for is if you like super structured games that tell you what to do and you just want to get from point A to point B in a linear fashion.
I just want to shout out to Alex because he said this game was too much telling him what to do.
Which is crazy. He's absolutely wrong. 100% wrong. Alex, you suck.
I love it.
Like, you're done.
That's so good.
Yeah, get out of here.
All right,
I'm replacing you on SuperGen. You're done.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's jump to something else here.
Okay, yeah.
Inside the Pro Controller, there's a little hidden message. So what do you know about this?
It says, thanks to all the fans or something like that. Thanks to
all game fans.
Yeah,
correct. So that's actually kind of interesting that you pull down. Is it inside the controller?
Yeah. So you got to take the controller, and you got to take it all apart. And I forget like where the screws are. Something pops off, and you can do that. And you take it apart. On the motherboard of the controller, under the right joystick, is where that little message is like etched in.
Really?
And it's like, isn't that like THNX or something?
Or yeah, THX. Then the number 2. Yeah, all game fans. That's really cool. Which is like, why are people taking this apart already? But I mean, I guess people are interested in it.
I don't know. I've watched a bunch of videos of people taking like the Switch apart and like looking inside and like all that stuff. Just because I want to know what it looks like inside. Like,
I mean,
cool.
I guess.
Like, it's cool tech. I really like technology. So, but yeah, it's cool that like you found that and like, you know, that was in there. Like, that's a super cool like thing that they did.
Yeah.
You know,
that's really cool.
Fun Easter egg. Like, I love like when hardware has like.
I think the most interesting thing is that as though it took literally. I don't know if this came out today, but it took a few days. It wasn't like the first day.
Oh yeah, it's been out for it was out like a few days ago. That like
had, so it wasn't on that message. Friday, but still.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was probably on Saturday.
So it took a day.
Like, all this. Yeah,
it's a day too long.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's super cool. I really like that they did that.
Oh yeah.
My next piece is more on like the concerns of, speaking of like hardware and stuff, the concerns of the hardware of like the Switch system itself. Most notably, the dock. And everybody's had an issue with the dock reporting that it's scratching their console.
Yeah.
I think some of it is like fake, like clickbaity, that it was like made like, hey, come watch this video of me like talking about how my screen is all scratched up, whatever. Yeah. But Polygon, with Time Magazine, this is their article, but Time Magazine interviewed Reggie, was talking to Reggie, and
do you want to call up Reggie really quick and just
I just want to talk to him personally. Just be like, hey,
got a quick question. Yeah, I
know. Several Nintendo Switch owners report that their console screens are getting scratched up by the included dock, but Nintendo executives say that they've yet to experience the issue themselves. In an interview with Time, Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé casted doubts on scratched up Switch tablets, but asked customers to continue reaching out for support. Quote, This is why we're encouraging customers to reach out to us directly. Fizame said when asked of the somewhat widespread problem where Switch consoles ended up being scratched when switches were pulled out of the dock, we have done, as you know, literally hundreds of events, starting with our activity back in January and most recently the various tours that we continue to take the system out on. As soon as I heard of this report, I asked my teams, have we seen this problem in our own experience? And the candid answer has been no. So
do you put yours in and out of the dock a lot?
I do occasionally, not a lot, but like
mine has honestly never been in the dock once yet.
Yeah, so I put mine in the dock,
and that's not because I'm scared. It's just because I want to play it.
And so that's exactly how Maggie's
somewhere.
on it. She has, maybe she's done it once. How many times do you put it in the dock? Once.
Once or twice.
Yeah, like once or twice.
Once or twice.
And the way she plays it is handheld, and she loves her DS. So it's like this just speaks to how awesome this tech is. That it's for the portable people. But me, where mine primarily is in the dock because I want to play Zelda on my TV.
Yeah.
So it's there. But anytime I move, like if I'm going over to a house, I know I'm gonna be there for a few hours. Slide it out. When I go like down to school, when I have like a break in between classes, slide it out, play it there. When I'm going to work on my lunch break, slide it out there. You know what I mean? So it's like I do it pretty often, and I've had no scratches, no anything.
I mean, I can see how this is a problem, but people just need to be careful
Just be more
because
careful.
it's
right. Just be more
fragile.
careful with it.
Yes,
we're not like it's a phone, and it's like, and so many people were like complaining about how they used plastic, like it's a plastic screen.
Wait, is
instead
it
of a
scratching
glass.
the screen or is it scratching what?
The screen?
So why don't we have a screen protector then?
And there you go. Just buy a screen protector. It literally is like $7.99 for a
I
screen
bet you these
protector,
articles are all
this
fake,
stuff.
and it's just a screen protector. People are like, hey, I'm going to pay you a little bit of money. Say this. And now people are going to
Probably. The main video
buy
that
screen
came out, or the
protectors.
main picture or whatever, I think was reported as fake, where it had like the way the scratches were on it were at like so many like different angles that it's like the doc like literally could not have produced those scratches.
Exactly. I'm going to
And
go
so
get
I'm
sandpaper and just like, and be like,
oh,
I
look
need a
what my
screen
doc
protector.
did.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's
so
go
it's
around
like,
and
but
get one.
again, like just buy a screen protector. Like it's $7.99, gives you like a cleaning kit, like all this extra stuff, and the screen protector. If you're really worried about it, just buy that and throw it on there.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Maggie earlier, it's a plastic screen instead of glass, like your cell phone. That's why like your cell phone is harder to scratch.
Yeah.
But the reason they went with plastic is because if you drop it, the plastic doesn't shatter.
Okay, yeah.
That's the thing. When you drop your phone, like my phone that I've dropped multiple times, has a huge crack going like down the side of it because it's glass.
Yeah.
I like that it doesn't scratch, but I should get a screen protector, replace the screen, whatever. But the plastic, if you drop it, the screen doesn't crack.
Yeah.
And so that's why they did it, and that's like a better safety measure and all that. Yeah. So I'm like, I'd rather pay $7.99, get a screen protector, and have a no crackable screen, and just be like, oh yeah, I have to pay like a little bit extra to ensure that the screen doesn't get scratched, than a scratch-proof screen that's going to shatter the first time I drop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, speaking of hardware, I just want to know, how do you feel now a week into it about the kickstand? Is it as flimsy as when we first took it out of the box where you're like, oh, this is going to break? Or have you been like, no, this is actually kind of sturdy?
Cool thing about the kickstand, I mean, not cool, but like about the kickstand is it's designed to break away. So you can't, so if I snapped it off, that's the way it's made to do it.
Oh, so if you did kind of break it off?
Yeah, so if you break it off, there's
Can I try?
No.
I'm joking.
But there's a way. You can look up all like different videos and stuff, but you click it off and then you just snap it right back in. Like it's designed for that. Like if you have like a little kid or something who pops
it feels very fragile though.
Yeah, and it does, and it feels super flimsy, and it's dumb that there's only one. They should have put one on the other side. There should be two.
Yeah.
But here's a shameless plug. At GameStop, we sell those little like pig things, that you stick on the back of your phone. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
So we were trying this out. Colton and I were trying it,
there?
and he's like, I wonder if the pig will stick. Picks it up, sticks a pig right there, like on the back of it.
Yeah.
Closes this.
And
the
it works?
pig holds it up perfectly, and he's like pushing on it, like pressing on it.
Yeah.
Pig doesn't fall.
I would
over with
honestly
the pig
rather
and
use
you
the
get-
pig because
and I'm
I'm
like,
afraid
the
of that.
pig that's like $179.
Yeah.
Is a better kickstand than the included kickstand that it came with. But I love it, like having like that. I had it like that at the break table at work, and I had it sitting on the table, flat, whatever, playing Zelda with my Joy-Cons for half an hour. That was great. If you're on a flat surface, like if you're on a table or something, it works. It's amazing. It works perfectly, like exactly as it was intended. Great. When it's on an uneven surface, like I tried doing it on my bed, didn't work. But I just grabbed like a little flat piece of cardboard that I had lying around, like a little box, or even like a DVD case.
Yeah, and put it on that.
Just put on there
hard
like,
surface.
the game case for Zelda that you have. Put the Switch on there. It'll hold it up, and then right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's not ideal, but like, why are you trying to play tabletop mode like on your bed? Why aren't you like
bed top mode?
Why aren't you doing handheld mode? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's my kind of weird.
Well, what
thing
if you're
about
like playing it under the covers and you're like on your like
You're in
stomach
your
and your
little-
elbows and
you're
you're
in
like
your
on
little
there?
fort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you got the covers over you so your parents don't know you're playing.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. Interesting. So I mean, plenty of workarounds, but a lot of it just seems like the internet, like complaining because it's the internet.
Yeah.
So.
I also want to throw out there though, I wish that they made a set of Joy-Cons that was just like white or like an off-color white.
Yeah.
The console's this nice sleek black. Give me the contrast of a white. I was thinking about that today, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
No. When's it coming?
It's not.
That's sad.
Special edition Joy-Cons would be awesome though, and I pray to God.
I think it's
that's
gonna
what
happen.
They do.
Yeah.
They need to. If they release it like a Zelda console where like the back of it is like has like Zelda, Hylian writing on it and like a picture of like something like cool Zelda over the Switch logo, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I'll get you a Zelda sticker and we'll be okay.
Oh my God, you can't use stickers on this thing.
Why
Did you
not?
hear that?
No.
D-Brand, who makes like, you know who D-Brand is, that company? Have you ever heard of them?
No.
So their biggest thing is they make skins for phones. Like if you bought a skin for your phone.
Well, does it
you
ruin it? Because I
probably
saw
bought it
something
from
about
D-Brand.
something ruining it. Yeah.
So they sent out a PSA. They had pre-orders for like special like cool skins that like make it look like an NES controller and like a GameCube controller, all these cool things.
Yeah.
And they sent out a PSA and canceled everybody's pre-order and refunded everybody and was like, do not buy skins for this. We are not making skins for the Switch anymore. Like, do not buy these.
Nice.
You will ruin your console. Because the way you put it on there, when you try and take it off, it rips all the paint and everything off of the Joy-Con. And like totally
that's
messes
messed
it up.
up.
So they sent out like this huge thing and they were like, yeah, we could have made tons and tons of money on this, but we are canceling everything and we are not doing Switch. And he goes, we are telling you never to buy skins for your Switch console.
Never.
And I'm like, that's crazy. That's like super, like, good on them though. That's like good guy D-Brand for like, they could have made
they invested
so
a lot
much
of money. Yeah, well, they lost money.
Yeah,
now
so they
for
could have
whatever
made
they
a
had.
ton of money on this, and they're just like, no, like we're gonna like be honest with people, like do not do this, like keep buying our stuff for your phones.
Well, I'm sure the money
like,
they lost, that coming out and just being like, hey, we cancel this.
Yeah.
Is less than if they would have came out and all the issues and everything that they would have had to
and
put
that's
forth
what they
to,
had to figure out.
make
Like
good with
when
it.
we get like sued for this, like how much are we gonna have to pay out? So.
Exactly. So
So
good on
no
them.
skins. But if they do release special edition Joy-Cons, that's awesome because that's only $80 you got to pay for a special edition, as opposed to $300 for a console that you're never gonna find.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool, and I hope that's the way they go.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all good on your?
Well, no, I got a little bit on Mario Kart too. So a new trailer today was
perfect.
released for Mario Kart. I know you could piggyback on this one too.
Yep.
But new character announced. So it was when you beat 200cc.
You have to
Gold
beat every course
Mario.
in 200cc.
How do you feel about that? Another reskin. What is this? The World of Nintendo figure wave we're getting now?
Yeah, I know.
Where it's just like, hey, here's another Mario, and
I
here's
don't know.
another
That's
Mario.
cool.
and
That's cool though. I love Gold Mario. Like that's awesome.
Okay. Whatever about Metal Mario? Bring him back.
He's in there. He's in Mario Kart 8 already.
Just checking. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
You know?
And so he's already in there. So like I want to know, is Metal Mario gonna play the same as Metal Mario, or is Gold Mario gonna play the same as Metal Mario? Because Metal Mario is heavier.
Yeah.
So when you bump into something, he's like Bowser level, but like Mario size speed.
Yeah.
But Bowser power.
Wait, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is Gold Mario gonna be the same? Because Gold's not light, or is Gold light? Gold's actually really light. I don't know.
I think
no,
it'd
Gold's
probably
light.
be heavy.
No, Gold's I think it's
Is
light
it
'cause
light?
it's super malleable. Like when you make jewelry and stuff, it's like easy to
been a
bend.
while.
You can bend gold really easily. But science aside, that'd be cool if I like Gold Mario in there. Like I don't care that's another skin. Who else are you gonna add? Like they have literally every Mario character in there. You gonna add PD Piranha back in there?
Maybe Rayman?
Put a Wiggler in there. Why would you put Rayman in there?
Why not? Master Chief.
Because he has nothing to do with Nintendo.
Why not Master Chief?
Because he has nothing
In
to
a
do with
Warthog?
Nintendo.
Oh, that'd be so
my
classic.
God. Nothing to do with Nintendo. You don't need it.
Forza car just coming in.
Might as well put
Drive Club.
Put Charizard in there while you're at it. You know?
Yeah, but that works because that's a Nintendo.
I mean, kinda.
All right, so but they also then announced 4 battle modes. What battle
Yep.
modes are currently in Mario Kart 8? Do you know?
None.
Okay, so that's cool because I see here there's Bomb on Blast, Coin Runner, Shine Thief, and Renegade Roundup. That's cool because battle modes were my favorite.
Yep.
Bring back Mario 64 like the block castle.
Yep.
You know the 4 block.
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that was like the best one. And
I'm
so
looking
that's
forward to
so
that.
that is what's being brought in with like the balloons where you have to throw items at each other to pop each other's balloons and like all that. And that's gonna be super cool. Speaking of that multiplayer part of it, I've got this here from My Nintendo News.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of give like a breakdown of what's upcoming for the multiplayer. It says
Lay it
multiplayer.
on me.
What's that?
Lay it on me.
All right. Multiplayer mayhem can be enjoyed in a variety of different ways on Nintendo Switch consoles, with 4 different methods available to play with friends. Up to 4 friends can play on a single Nintendo Switch console in TV mode or in tabletop mode by using the stand at the back of the console and placing it on a flat surface.
Yeah.
So with that, that's awesome. So you have 4-player co-op or 4-player split screen on your TV, like you always did.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern is how are you going to play 4-player split screen? On
I know
this
that's gonna
tiny
stink.
screen?
That's gonna stink.
That's gonna suck.
That's the same with when they showed the 4 kids playing like 2K18.
Yeah,
Or,
like
yeah,
it was,
whatever.
yeah,
the
it was like
next
2
one.
per Switch or whatever. But it's like that's gonna be
That's
terrible.
yeah.
It's gonna be awful.
No, it'll be okay though. I think when you
if
actually
you're all
play
sitting
it,
close, like it'll be okay, and it definitely
gonna
will
be
not
cramped.
be. Yeah, it will not be the way to play. But like Nintendo, who's claiming, hey, take this to your bar so you can play with your friends there. You know what I
Maybe.
mean? Like take this to parties. If you do that, like this is a good way to like break down the wall of, oh yeah, Nintendo like sucks. Hey, play Mario Kart with me, and like
Yeah.
we're gonna play it right here. Like that's cool. But definitely not like the ideal way to play. Next up is online multiplayer makes a return, allowing for up to 2 local racers to get involved in 12-player races with others around the world.
okay. Well, at first, when you said that, I thought it was gonna be like a double dash kind of thing where you both get in the same car.
Yep.
It's not though.
No, it's not.
We could play together, but with
Yep.
10 other people.
So we
online.
are split screen on my console online with other people.
I hope that online server works.
It will. I'm sure it's gonna be great. Fast Racing RMX works really
good?
well. Works really well. So
Nice.
yeah, no lag, no like crazy stutter, no anything. So
Did you guys try Bomberman online yet?
I did not. No.
No.
Yeah,
curious how that
I
works.
wasn't super into Bomberman, so but
B-Man, maybe
when we
him.
do try it, yeah, they could do that. I could see that.
Do you think-
a lot of people want him in Smash?
Anybody tried to call him B-Man? Shorten it up a little bit?
Maybe. Well,
Like
I
Overwatch?
believe that name's already taken by Batman.
I don't think so.
B-Man, it is.
Maybe they could get him in Mario
Watch
Kart, though.
the Batman animated series. That's what Harley
the
Quinn calls
Batmobile?
Batman all the time. B-Man,
Or Bomberman.
I guess. Batman, Bomberman, same person.
I guess so.
They're all Bruce Wayne. Next up is through wireless play, multiple Nintendo Switch consoles can be connected to each other, allowing up to 8 people to stay together in the same room.
So
this
8
is cool.
separate.
So 8 separate Switches connected together. No need for Wi-Fi. No need
Who
for
has that many
cords,
friends?
Any of that. I know.
You know?
Who
First
owns
of all, it's
Switches?
like-
Who has that many
it's
friends
like
that
the
have
pyramid,
Switches?
okay? And at the like the funnel, and it's like, okay, do you have 8 friends? Maybe.
Right.
So you got your 8
Yes,
friends.
you
Do
go
those
here.
8 friends have Switches?
No.
That's even like.
And then it goes down to like, oh,
and
you're
and it's just you got one friend down there with a Switch.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to play Mario Kart.
Right. He's like, I hate Mario Kart. So
You
we're
can only
done.
play online.
So anyway, so like that's cool though, because that's like what they were showing off with Bomberman is like you just
Yeah.
connect all your Switches via like a local wireless thing,
Yeah.
and you can play together. That's awesome that Mario Kart has it. So like you could have yours right there. I have mine here. Megan's got hers there. Alex is over there. Christian's over there. Everybody just all in the room wherever playing together, playing racing Mario Kart, doing
be
battle
nice.
mode. That's awesome. That's a super cool feature, and I really like that. And then the last thing was up to 12 consoles in TV mode can be connected via LAN play with 1 or 2 players per connected Nintendo Switch. So you can have up to 12. So I don't know if you remember, did you ever do LAN parties back in the day on Xbox 360? We did it all the time.
No,
where
man,
we would
Star Wars
have-
The Old Republic.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Did you?
Oh,
Was that
yeah.
on original Xbox?
No, we would just get to somebody's house and line up and everybody would bring if they had a desktop computer or a laptop.
Oh, okay.
And just sit there playing SWOTOR. So good.
Yeah, and so like that's what we did. We did it with Halo all the time, Halo 3, and we had like 3 TVs set up, connected all these Xbox 360s, and just like everybody was playing Halo together like on one map. It was awesome, and like everybody like on like individual TVs, there was like 2 per TV or whatever.
Yeah.
So this, you have up to 12 consoles in TV mode connected. So you're connecting dock to dock to dock to dock up to 12 times.
Yeah.
Together on each of your TVs, whatever. That's how LAN play works, with 1 or 2 players connected per Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's cool.
So if I have 12 systems lined up, so you were worried who has 8 friends, who has 12 friends?
Well, I'm going to say
that
this.
have Nintendo
Who says you
Switches?
need 12 friends? You just need 12 Switches.
That's true too.
You know?
You're right. Go out and buy some.
I'm
more.
not worried about the friends. I'm worried about the Switches.
So 12. Then imagine if you had 2 on each of those. You're playing 24-player battle mode.
Yeah.
In Mario Kart 8.
That's cool.
That's cool.
We can
That's
make it
really
happen.
cool.
We can make it happen.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
12
awesome.
We could probably get to 8 at least easily.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like so that's really cool, and I
too,
love
me,
that they put
Alex.
that on there.
Exactly.
Like that's cool. So they're really going all in on Mario Kart. This is going to be your
dude.
definitive Mario Kart
Experience.
way to play Mario Kart will be this. And who knows, maybe 5 years from now or whatever, if the Switch is still relevant, we get Mario Kart 9.
All right, now I'm
know?
just gonna throw this out there. Like you say definitive.
Yeah.
When you say definitive edition, what game comes to mind?
Tomb Raider.
Really, I would say Dishonored. I don't know why.
Oh, no.
It's just weird where it's like
Tomb
when you
Raider-
think definitive edition,
When I
I'm just
heard
curious what
definitive,
comes to
first thing
mind.
I thought was Tomb Raider, which was like one of the original definitive editions.
True.
But yeah, so Mario
That's
Kart.
what this generation did to us.
Yeah, was
the
just all-
definitive
all-
edition
yeah.
generation.
Mario Kart comes out April 28th.
I really can't wait
Of
till
April.
next generation to get the definitive
said
edition of the
April.
games I'm playing right now.
What's that?
I can't wait till next generation to get the
The
definitive
editions
edition of what I'm playing
right
right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yes, it's gonna be great.
So that's kind of cool with Mario Kart.
Yeah,
And
Mario
then-
Kart's gonna be good. I'm
Mario
looking
Kart's
forward
gonna be
to
awesome. And then my next piece here I've got is Nintendo president hints at Nintendo Switch cloud saves. Switch still fastest selling Nintendo console. So,
Cloud save.
this is the big issue, is that your saves only save to your console.
Correct.
Don't save to the game cartridge. Can't save them to an SD card. Can't
They're stuck,
transfer them.
Yeah.
Which is a big issue. So they are saved to your 32 gigs of onboard storage. You put in a 128 SD card like I did for mine. Cannot transfer the save file from your onboard storage to your SD card. If you lose your Switch, if your Switch breaks, anything happens to it,
snooze, you lose.
are SOL, and you will not get your saves. You put 120 hours into Zelda,
Yeah.
kiss that goodbye. Say goodbye to the rest of your life to regain
Sometimes
it
a
all.
fresh start's good, though.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So, this WCCF tech, I guess, was talking to Reggie or said something about Reggie, and he article starts out, Nintendo recently confirmed that Nintendo Switch save data cannot be backed up. Switch
Correct.
saves are stored on the platform's internal storage and, quote, cannot be saved or copied to a micro SD card, end quote, reads Nintendo's official FAQ. A solution to this problem would be the use of cloud saves via Nintendo's online network, and based on what Reggie had to say on the matter, cloud saving could be a possibility. Quote, from Reggie, wouldn't that be wonderful? Stay tuned.
They should call it pipe saving, first of all, and you
Okay.
see it like go down the pipe,
And you
then
just
it's in
see your
the cloud.
files go down like the little Mario.
And then
they go to,
Lakitu
like, the
takes
mountain.
them.
Oh my god, he
and then
flies
he takes
them
them
up
up.
to
Yes.
the cloud.
First of all, they should do that. You could take this idea now. Just
Right, here you go,
Tell them
Nintendo,
it came
you
from
can
here.
have it, right.
Here's the next thing I'm going to say. It's not happening. Okay. This reminds me of the same thing as like on the PlayStation. Hey, let us change our name. Oh yeah, it'll probably happen soon. And it's been going on years. Nothing.
I don't know.
I think this is
when
gonna
has
be the
Sony
same
ever
way.
said that it's happening soon though?
No, there's also been hints done, and people are always like, "Hey, they're hinting towards this." This is the same thing where Reggie just being like, "Yeah, that sounds good." Like he just agreed
no way.
with
It's
them.
gonna
It wasn't
happen.
like-
It's gonna happen for sure. I think it's such a huge issue, and like they can just fix it with an update. Like,
All right, when's
just
it gonna
patch
happen?
Just patch it in. When's it gonna
I just
happen?
want a timeline so when I can
It's
come
gonna
back and
happen
be like, "Look,
when the big
Pigs fly.
update. When the big update happens in the fall for
fall."
the
So
online.
cloud saves in the fall.
Yep. When online
We
happens,
will go back to this.
Okay, we will in the fall for sure. When their paid service goes live, the $30 a year paid service or whatever goes live, they're gonna have this cloud save thing is gonna be updated. Being able to search for your friends.
Oh, and then they're gonna add trophies, and all this stuff's coming.
That'd be amazing if they did. They probably won't add trophies, but if they add, because if they were gonna add trophies, they'd have done
Badges.
it by now.
Call it badges.
If they were going to
Done.
add any kind of achievement system, they'd have done it by now.
Nuggets.
Because all the people who are sinking 100 hours into Zelda and then they get trophies in the fall, they're not going back to do everything again. In
Oh, yeah,
Zelda.
they will.
There's no way.
By
No.
fall, they'll be like, "Yeah, let's do it."
No, not going to happen. So if they were going to do it, they've done it by now. Probably not going to happen. Whatever, who cares?
Who cares?
But so that'll happen. And then being able to search your friend via their friend username is going to happen in the fall.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no more friend codes. Friend codes are going to be gone.
I know,
because
get
there
those
was
out of here.
there was a direct quote from someone at Nintendo from like a few months ago that was like, friend codes are not in the vision. Friend codes are not in our vision of what we want the online ecosystem of the Switch to be. So
Interesting.
very interesting. And then my very very last thing is
Wrap it up, boy.
I guess is the Nintendo Life .com had a poll. And I'm going to ask you these questions. You obviously can see the results here.
No,
but
I'm not
I'm just
looking
going to
at it,
ask
though.
you: have you bought a Nintendo Switch?
No.
Your options are yes, and it's all mine. Yes, but my pre-order still hasn't arrived. Amazingly, not yet, but I'm keeping an eye out for stock. Not yet, but I plan to get one at some point in 2017. Nope, and have no definitive plans at the moment to buy one. Your answer.
Nope.
Your real answer.
No, yeah, I have a Switch.
Yes, and it's
In
all
here.
mine.
Correct.
68% of people who have taken this poll.
I would say this poll is
that.
also biased because only
Only
what site is
Nintendo-
this on?
right,
Like a
diehard
Nintendo
Nintendo
site
fan,
too?
yeah.
Correct.
Almost 3,000 people, 28,500 people.
28,500.
Yeah, so 2,853 votes on this particular topic. 68% of that 2,800 have a Nintendo Switch, and it's all theirs. 1% have pre-ordered, but it has not arrived. 5% not yet, but I'm looking for stock. 17% no, but getting one in 2017. 9% no and don't want one.
Nice. So I'm talking about.
Number 2, how many Nintendo Switch games retail and download do you have?
Demos count?
No.
Just 2. Zelda Bomberman.
2. So options are all of them because I have more money than Scrooge McDuck.
Nice.
That has 0%.
Okay.
And this one
Who
has
would want all of them? Like if you have all of them, that's kind of like.
yeah, that's crazy. This one was 2,751 people, so about 100 people less than the other one. All of them, because I'm Scrooge McDuck, 0%. I've bought 10 plus games, 0%.
Good.
I've bought 5 to 9 games. I'm in this range. and that is 7%. So I've bought 7 games, I believe, in total for the Nintendo Switch. I have both retail download. I've got Zelda 1-2 Switch, Shovel Knight, Snipper Clips, Fast Racing RMX,
Blaster Master Zero.
Blaster Master, and I Am Setsuna.
Okay.
7 games I've got for that thing. So I'm in the 7% that has 5 to 9 games.
Mm-hmm.
I've bought 2 to 4 games, which is the majority of people. It has 41%.
Yeah, I could see that.
1 game is 24%. So a quarter of people who have a Switch only got 1 game. Probably Zelda.
Maybe 1-2
So
Switch.
a quarter of people, maybe 1-2 Switch.
Probably not.
So a quarter of people who have a Switch only have Zelda.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then not at all, mainly because I don't have a Switch.
Nice.
27%. So
That's
another
sad.
quarter don't even have a Switch. So of course, therefore, they have no Switch games.
Yeah. Nice. All right, next.
And the final question, it was only a 3-question survey or whatever poll. In your opinion, what's the general vibe around the Switch right now? Mm-hmm. Now this one, I got a red flag on because
Red flag on the field.
Are they asking what's the general vibe around the Nintendo Switch in your opinion?
Yeah.
Are they asking spanning the internet, what's the vibe you're getting? Or from you personally owning a Switch, what is your vibe? What would you put out into the ecosystem? All right?
Okay.
So how would you interpret this question before I give you the options? Is it you outputting the ecosystem, or what is the ecosystem right now?
No, I think it's a combination of both, but because it's posted online, people answering this don't have the Switch nor have the games. You're going to get those people who are just absorbing whatever's around them and then spitting something back out.
Sure. So the options are, I think it's extremely positive, mostly positive, with a few complaints sprinkled in. Mm-hmm. I don't know. A little negative, I'd say, though some are happy about the system. The vibes are bad, man.
Bad vibes.
Is that what your answer is?
No, it's the second one, or it's mostly
okay,
bad.
So number one, I think it's extremely positive, which I said because I took this as, how do I feel about the Switch?
Yeah.
Not like, what is the internet saying about it? But then I reread it. I'm like, oh, I can get both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's extremely positive. 23% agree with me.
Yeah.
You said mostly positive with a few complaints sprinkled in, which I can see that is the general consensus of the internet for sure. That's the vibe going on. From the internet, 64% agree with you. Mm-hmm. I don't know, why would you be even voting on this if you had no idea about what the Nintendo Switch is? 4% said I don't know. A little negative, I'd say, though some are happy about the system, has 8%, and the vibes are bad, man.
Good vibes.
1%. And
Speaking
that one
of
was
good vibes, though,
that was out of about the same amount as the next one, 2,744.
I was at work today, and normally the dude next to me, we play some kind of old school rock song or whatever, just to, bring the good vibes. My choice today, Good Vibrations.
Wait, for what? Say that one more time.
No, so at work or whatever, me and the dude next to me, we'll throw on our iPhone, like a song on one of our phones, just use the speaker.
Yeah.
And he's like playing Alice Cooper, like weird stuff like that we're just like joking around about a little bit. And today I was like, okay, Good Vibrations, Beach Boys.
Okay.
That's funny.
This is the song you wanted to play?
Good vibe. Yeah, that's what I played. I was like, he's like, yeah, dude, good song.
Good. Okay.
And it's classic.
Good job.
So that goes with the Switch. Good Vibrations.
Exactly. That's right.
It's definitely doing good, not bad.
It's doing great. The one thing I didn't mention that I had pulled up was the sales for it. Broke all kinds of records. Both here, Japan, Europe, UK.
Record breakers. We'll get into that one as more definitive
It is
data,
Nintendo's fastest selling console. From the time of launch to right now, has sold more units than any other console in Nintendo's history.
That's just Reggie's in the train. Woo!
Yeah. So how many days has it been? It's been a week.
Yeah, it's just been a week.
It's been a week, so it's been 7 days.
But you can't buy it if you didn't pre-order. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's basically they let all this in the wild. All right, you guys already paid us money for it, basically. Now we're giving it to you.
Yeah. So 7 days. But every console has been like that. We've had to pre-order a console. And, you were lucky to get one in the wild. PS4 was sold out for, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a PS4 at launch, so unless you pre-ordered. They were saying, so in 1 week, in the first week of sales, fastest selling, beat the Wii, sold more consoles, sold more Switches in this time span than the Wii sold. Mm-hmm. So their official best, fastest selling
I would say
console.
that they didn't produce as many Wiis, because you couldn't find Wiis
and that's
in
what
the
a lot of
store
people
either.
said, too.
Yeah. It has to do with production, I'd say.
Yeah. And so that's interesting, too, but I want to know, how many, and they had, the numbers, and it was all, the way when they did it in Japan, it was only up until Sundays when they first took the poll.
Yeah.
For each one, so it was 3 days, but they called it the launch week. They sold this many numbers. It was 140,000 or something, which is interesting because PS4 sold 130,000 in Japan in the first weekend. Switch sold 140 something.
You sure?
Yeah, something like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It was a Game Explain video. Credit to Game Explain.
Yeah.
Watch it if you're interested. But I think that's super cool that like this console is selling like really well. And like Zelda's a huge part of that.
Yeah.
Like if Zelda wasn't there, I probably still would have bought it. But I bet there's a lot of people who wouldn't have. Who would have just been like, you know what? There's no new Zelda game. Like it's Mario Odyssey. That's cool. But I'll wait. You know what I mean? I'll wait until Zelda comes out.
Yeah.
And I bet there were a lot of people like that. So I think it was a good thing they released Zelda with it. Zelda was like the perfect launch title they could have picked.
Yeah, I agree. So wait, besides Zelda, what have you been playing though?
Yeah, so all Zelda, pretty much.
Because for me, it's been Zelda and a little bit of Bomberman. So
no
we've heard your
Bomberman.
Zelda impressions, my little Zelda story of my sword that just
definitely Zelda for sure.
Tell me about what else was out there.
I started I Am Setsuna. And I like it. It reminds me of like old school Final Fantasy. Like it looks like a Super Nintendo game with 3D graphics.
Yeah, but that's not really a Switch exclusive, something like that.
Are you asking about Switch exclusives?
Well, no, I'll hear everything you said, but okay, I Am Setsuna, yes, it's an old school game, it's good. But like, let's hear about Fast RMX.
Okay, I was gonna get to it.
Okay, no, yeah, you're good.
I'm just giving you everything I've been playing. Fast RMX, great.
Basically, I knew I Am Setsuna's good.
I Am Setsuna's fantastic. Gotta get it, even though it's $40, worth it. Fast Racing Neo, $20, eShop title. Or Fast Racing RMX now. Awesome. Straight up F-Zero, like clone, which we knew from the first one. This is the second one in the series.
Yeah.
So, like, we get it. Nintendo absolutely needs to give F-Zero to this company who makes these fast racing games.
Yeah, really?
Like, absolutely has to. Be like, all right, you know what? We are stealing you. This needs to be their Naughty Dog. Obviously not going to be as like prestigious as Naughty Dog, but like, hey, we're just buying you. You're going to make Nintendo games exclusively. You're working on the next.
They need to bring back THQ.
No, they don't.
Come on.
No, not even a little bit.
No, but yeah, that'd be cool.
THQ
Nice
is still
F-Zero
around
game.
a little bit.
See, here's the problem. Let's say it was like a light F-Zero game where it's like, here's a few tracks, here's a few racers, all that kind of stuff. I probably would have bought it, but because it's just generic, no.
But see, what's great is that.
But it doesn't matter. I should still be wanting to play it and get into it, but it's just because it's tied to that great
F-Zero,
IP. Yeah.
It's which I get.
It's terrible.
But like it's so much fun and the online works super well. And like the way it works is you're racing on the tracks and you change the color between orange and blue, and there's boosters on the track. So if there's an orange booster, you got to make sure your car is like has the orange glow around it, and then that affects you with the boost. If you've got the blue booster and hit an orange pad, slows you down, and then vice versa too.
Yeah.
So you got to be like thinking that way of it. Of like, okay, well, I see this is coming up. I got to make sure I'm the right color. Kind of.
I wish they would put a demo
but you're
up,
moving
but
so fast. Yeah,
sounds like Wipeout.
It is. It's very close to Wipeout. It's like Wipeout mixed with F-Zero.
Okay.
Not as much. You don't pick racers in it though, which would be cool if you could. And like you pick your cars and stuff, obviously like based on that.
Yeah.
But the tracks are super cool and they're like super dangerous and it's just like super fast. Like it literally is like F-Zero, and that's what it needs to be. This studio just needs to get a hold of F-Zero. So much fun though. The online, great. Worked perfectly. Like got on, was in within like 5 minutes. I had to wait for the previous race to finish, and then I got bumped into the matchmaking, in the party or whatever, and then was able to get right online.
Yeah.
And then as soon as our race started, was in the race, got my butt kicked, but it was fun and it worked and it was steady and there was no lag and nothing terrible happened. So a lot of fun, super great game. Played Snipper Clips, good, challenging, like pretty tough, but. Like, some of the later levels do get really hard.
Did you give it a good out of 10?
I'd give it a good out of 10.
That's what
I'd give it, a good, definitely buy that.
All right.
Good for co-op. If you want to play co-op, you just slide out
Yeah, that's what I hear is best for co-op.
Yeah, best co-op. Slide out your Joy-Con, pass it to a friend, play it that way.
Nice.
And then, didn't play Blaster Master yet.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's the one that's on my radar.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
$10, great buy.
Yeah, $10, and that was a huge thing. $10.
Yeah.
If it was $20, probably not. But at $10, it's good. I booted up actually here while we were setting all this up. And started it, and you start like in your little car and you're driving across. It's gonna have to be like a legit like sit down and play kind of thing. Like it's not like a pick up and play like for 10 minutes and then put it down kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have more impressions on that next week.
Yeah, for sure. And then Zelda. Oh, and then last night played 1-2 Switch.
Yeah.
I bought 1-2 Switch.
Tell me about it.
Fantastic.
Game of the year.
Not game of the year.
Game of the century.
So much fun though. Like everybody who's saying, "Oh, this game's stupid. This game, like you don't need this. Whatever, blah blah blah." Shut up. You're playing it wrong.
I really want to call Zach and be like, "Hey, quick, can we just get a few 1-2 Switch impressions?"
He's probably just and he hates it and he says it's garbage. So much fun though, because playing it on the 2 times that I've played it, on stream with Alex, and you, was awesome. I had so much fun playing it. Didn't you have fun?
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Played it last night with Maggie up till like 4 a.m. Started playing around 1 up till like 4 a.m.
That's a late night.
So much fun just playing that, playing the different games, doing like a best 2 out of 3. So like the marble game, I'll win 1, she wins 1.
Yeah.
whoever
goes
wins
to
the
the
third
best
one.
out of 5.
Exactly right, and it just keeps going, and it's so easy just to be like, this like game is so good at the hey, just one more, because it is just like quick little like snippets of a game. Like each game maybe lasts like 3 minutes or something.
Little snipper
like,
clips of games.
Yeah, a little snipper clip of the game.
Whoa, snipper
Yeah.
clip. Is that the like snipper clips is the first time a game like those characters have been in a game?
Yes.
They should be like new Nintendo icons.
They should. Nintendo said because it's Mario Day or whatever, you can get like a snipper clip theme like for your phone and stuff with like my Nintendo
World of
points and
Nintendo
stuff.
snipper clip figures.
I love it.
Yes.
They just give you cardboard.
No, they should be the little 1-inch
they just give you,
micro
little
ones.
paper.
Yeah.
Anyway, so so you're playing one, two, three, but it's perfect for like I would look at her and just be like, hey, you want to do one more? Like, yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll just play one more, and then that turns into like 5 more. It turns into like 10 more, 15 more, and then the next thing you know, it's 4 a.m.
So what
like,
were your
crap, I
favorite
gotta go
games
back.
on there though? Because
My
when
favorite,
we played, I just remember the one with the katana and you were like had to catch
Yeah.
it. That was a lot of fun, even though it was
that was a lot of fun, and then we figured out how to play that one because we thought it was as soon as he said start, he'll be like ready, set, start.
Yeah.
You're just supposed to swing down and then you clap. Well, it's super easy when you do that, but then like playing with you,
Yeah, when
and
I
then
was like,
Rhea
I'm
playing
gonna
with
juke
her,
you out.
We went like this a little bit, and like it would get you to clap or to get you to not clap,
Yeah.
and that's what was super fun.
Yeah.
There was one where we were playing though where we weren't paying attention, and so we're playing whatever, and the guy's like talking, doing ready, set, whatever, and so we're not paying attention, and she swings her thing up. Like to get it ready to like swipe back down or whatever, but as she's swinging up, he says go.
Oh.
And so as she's swinging up, her character on the screen chops down on my head. I'm not even paying attention. I just hear like when you get hit, and I turn and I'm like, wait, what just happened?
That's
like
good.
and she's like, well, I won the 2 out of 3. So and I'm
That's
like, oh, that's crazy. So then we of course did one more there. So that one's really awesome. The draw is awesome. Quick draw is super fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
The better version of that's on there though is called fake draw. Oh, you like the regular one better? Oh, I like the fake one. So there's one called like fake draw or something
Yeah,
like
what's
that.
that like?
And so that is he starts and he'll be like ready, steady, flare.
Yeah.
Ready, steady, fair. Ready, steady.
Oh, to like
something
fake
else.
you out to
Yeah.
get you to do it when he didn't
Flower
really say it.
instead of fire. He goes flower. He'll say fountain. Like all these other words that start with F. And then mixed in there, he'll yell fire.
Yeah.
And so when he says fire is the one you have to shoot on.
That's cool.
If you shoot on flower or whatever else he says, you get disqualified and you lose.
Yeah.
So like that one I thought was super
cool.
fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
That one I thought was super fun.
Thanks.
So that was really good. Just really, really liked it. 1, 2, Switch, definitely recommend. The marble one is my personal favorite though, where you have to like feel the HD rumble and you like feel the marbles like rolling down the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really
that
cool.
legit like feels like there's marbles in the controller.
I like it.
That one's really good. Milk, Maggie was really good at the milk game. I sucked at it like really bad. And then the eating one was a lot of fun too. She killed me. Her record was 11.5.
Really?
Yeah, and I think the record when like Kind of Funny did their playthrough was 12.
Really?
At the one that Tim and Greg were doing.
What's
yeah.
the Guinness Book of World Records record? Do we know?
No, I have no idea.
Have to check on that.
And that's at 12. Maggie got 11.5. So
Yeah, that's
she
pretty
was
good.
she was loving that one. That
Munching
was
down.
great. Yeah, eat all
Munch
those
lax.
sandwiches. So that was a lot of fun. Just not all the games are great though. Like I didn't like the yoga one. There's like some of the dancing ones I don't like. But there are other ones that are like super fun. And then on Sunday we're actually going over to do family game night at her grandma's house, and we're gonna take it with us. And she got like family
that's
from
really
out of
cool.
town, and just be like, hey, like try this out. Let's see what you think. And so like her grandma, of course, could sit there. She's 90 years old, so she's not doing like the beach flag running one. But it's like
She's
the
doing
one,
the draw. She's like, you guys are standing.
That's what we were gonna say she should do, but we don't know if she'll be able to like move fast enough. But like the marble
You
one,
should take her that cowboy hat too for when it happens.
we should. That'd
One
be awesome.
tarnation.
And she'll be the announcer. But like the marble one, she'll definitely play the marble one.
Yeah,
the
that's really
the
cool.
milking one, like we're pretty sure she'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
Cracking the
Yeah,
safe.
that's
That one
good.
was actually a lot of fun too. I really like that one.
That's
And that's
right
where
here.
you gotta like rotate until you feel it like vibrate like more and then hold it there.
Yeah.
So that one she'll be able to do. So like she'll definitely be into it. And I'm like, that's awesome because this is like Wii Sports too.
Yeah.
Like this Wii Sports is what got your grandma to get up and play tennis and play baseball and whatever else. And this is what got it into people's homes. That made people want to buy it.
Nintendo
And that's
getting
what this is
grandmas
for.
up.
Exactly, keeping grandmas active.
Yeah.
Should it have been a pack in? Yeah, $50, steep price. Get it when it drops down to 20. But if you wanted this to be like your hardcore system, don't get it. Not for you. Like, will never be for you. Even at $10, will never be for you. If you want it to like use as like, hey, some friends just came over. I want to show them the Switch, show them what it can do.
Show them
Perfect.
Overcooked.
You know what I mean? Like it is a tech demo. Like it is that.
Yeah.
But it is so much fun. Like I can see like this being like a great like drinking game. Like who the loser, chugs a beer or something like that, or like however far off on the marble game, like that's how much you drink, or like something like that. Like there's plenty of different applications for this game that you can use it for. Like it'll be a blast. And so like if you want it to be that, if you are into like the social, like having fun kind of things there, then definitely get it. Definitely worth your money. Like super fun. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I understand why it's getting so much hate, and like it should have been a pack-in that would have made it even like way better if it was a pack-in. But at the same time, it's like I don't really care because like I just want to play more games on the Switch. So
Yeah.
I'll buy almost anything they put out. So
Chomp.
So that's pretty much what I've been playing. Yeah, most recently was 1-2 Switch last night, a little bit of Zelda this morning, and so that's what it's been. What about you?
So Bomberman, I started the night the Switch came out.
Okay.
So I wanted to play something. I didn't want to get engrossed in Zelda yet because I knew that's a big experience. I didn't want to blow it all, and be like, oh, I want to go to bed, but I want to play this. So I put in Bomberman. Bomberman was surprisingly a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
And that's what I was telling you. When you pop the bomb, I always forgot how far back the fire's going to come to hit you. One way is, oh no, I trapped myself in this corner, which is good because I definitely wanted a challenge and I was afraid that it was going to be too easy.
Right.
So I want to say Bomberman, if you're up for a challenge, great game for the challenge, a little bit of strategy, putting all this stuff out. I haven't played it since that night though, so I want to get back to it. But then the next day is when I did put in Zelda, and I was like, "Oh man, this is good."
Yeah.
And what's good about it is I find myself exploring more in the game than I actually do. Okay, go over here and do this. It's like, no way, but that mountain or this tree looks so good to climb.
Right.
I'm just gonna climb it and like gather everything that I can to see what I can do with it.
Yeah.
So for Zelda, I'm just a few hours in and everything, so I want to hold the impressions until next week or further down to be like, hey, I put this solid time in and everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's great, especially just. A lot of stuff is like, hey, use your mind to come up with this idea. Where there's that one, like, where the bokoblins are kind of up on a platform and there's a bridge up there, but the bridge is up there, so you got to use your arrow to bring it down and then somehow like lure them down, get them. Okay, there's a chest up there, and do all this when you really don't have that much defense or attack and all that. And then right after that, it's like, okay, now you're going to this Arctic area, and if you go there, you're gonna die. But if you find, the peppers or whatever, cook those up. Okay, now you can resist the cold. Get to the next shrine. All that's really cool, the mechanisms and all that they add into the game. So far, I mean, excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, between now and next week, going to put a lot more into that and
for
have a lot more impressions.
Yeah, and
like,
this upcoming
cool.
week is spring break for me, so.
Yeah. Where are you going? New Orleans? Kokomo?
No.
Jamaica?
I did actually go to New Orleans one year for spring break.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was with Hoban, it was like a work thing. Like, we went like to volunteer our time. And it was like a week to like rebuild houses for
nerd.
Yeah, I know. We went to go like rebuild houses for like Hurricane Katrina and all that. That like
No,
is
that's
still
good,
like
though.
stuff.
That's good.
It was a lot of fun. That was the first time I've ever been to New Orleans, and it was awesome. That is one dirty city though.
That's
New
cool.
Orleans. Yeah, our van actually got broken into too. So
that's not good.
Not the most upstanding citizens either. But
all right, let's go into topic of the show. So what I want to talk about
switch
today.
over to topic of the show.
That was
That sounded like what you were
I'm
going to
sorry.
say. You
Too far.
sounded like you were about to say it, so I just finished. Anyway, so topic of the show. I'm done. It's over.
So here, I want to know, is the Nintendo Switch better as a console or a handheld? I saw this article today, and Cena posted something
That's
about this.
interesting.
And I just saw the line, and I was
Cena
like,
can suck it.
but this is a great question because this is what I was talking to you about too. It's like, hey, I haven't even put my Switch in the dock yet. For me, I use it as a handheld. I know a bunch of other people who are like, no, I only want to use this as, hook it up to the TV, and when I have to use it on the handheld, I'm going to use it like that. But it brings up some good questions are like, yes, it is a handheld, but it doesn't feel like a handheld, okay?
Okay.
Because I was telling you, it's not like, okay, I got my DS or whatever, Vita, PSP, anything like that. Okay, throw it in my backpack, whatever. It's good to go. I'll put it in my pocket. I don't care. Coat pocket. This I would never put in a pocket. This I would never throw in a backpack. It has a much more fragile factor than those other portables that we know have. And why does it have this more fragile factor? Because the price point's pretty close to there. When the 3DS came out, I don't remember if it was 200.
It's $250.
Yeah, so it was very close, extremely close. Vita was probably 300. I'm assuming,
so, especially like the 4G model.
Yeah, exactly. So they were up there. Like this price isn't like, no, this is astronomically higher. Where it's like we have this in our mind. It's like, no, we paid more for this. We got to be more careful.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a great piece of technology. Maybe it is as fragile as we think it is. And I remember I was telling you, hey, remember when you like drop your Game Boy or something on the cement, and then you get like those nice little the blemishes on there, and it scratches, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
But then they have like the story to go with them. I'm like, imagine that first time you drop the Switch, and it's like,
God,
there's that scratch there. It's gonna break your heart.
What I just thought of, how are you more careful with your 3DS or with your Vita? Would you say?
Well, yeah, I'm going to say Vita, but I'm also going to say this doesn't have the top shell to bring it down and then cover all that.
And that's what I was just going to say. With the 3DS, it closes.
Yeah.
And I just now thought of that. I'm like, oh, that's why like my 3DS, I can just throw that in the bag.
But I wasn't worried about like Game Boys or anything. Maybe I was young and naive.
I think that was it. Just different time.
It was just a different time. I was a different man back then.
Right.
I was only a boy.
Game Boy. Right. Only a Game Boy.
I was only a Game Boy back then.
And then with this, I don't know. And
They should have called this the Game Man.
The Game Man?
Yeah.
The Nintendo Game Man? I wanted them to call it the Nintendo Entertainment System again, is what it should have been called.
With again at the end?
No, again. But just call it the Nintendo Entertainment System. It would have been awesome.
Nessa? Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just like I think the other factor as to why like we're so careful with it is because it's new right now. That's like another thing that plays in. You're like, I just got this, and I want to keep this as nice as I possibly can
MIB.
for as long as I possibly can. So that's why I bring extra careful. 2 years down the road, after it's already gotten its scratches on it from something else, and after the first time you drop it, you're like, all right, I'm just gonna toss it.
It's like that novelty factor.
I don't care anymore. It's like still right now though, it's still so fresh and it's still so new that it's like that's why like we're babying it so much.
All right,
but then after a while, I feel like that's gonna wear off.
I like it. I'm gonna give you 3 like terms, okay, and I want you to rank them into which order you feel the Switch is.
Okay.
Number 1, a small console. Okay.
Okay.
Number 2, a super tiny tabletop system.
Okay.
Number 3, a large portable. So now rank those 1, 2, 3 of what you think the Switch is.
Large portable
is number 1.
Is 3.
3, really? So the other ones are small console and a super tiny tabletop system.
Small console is number 1. Super tiny tabletop system is number 2. Large portable is number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Why?
No, I know. Well, I guess it makes sense. Small console. I think I would have put large portable at the very top, where I see it as a portable first. Let's connect this to the TV second.
Oh, I don't.
Really?
I see it as it's a console first that I can take on the go with me in portable if I need to. But
yeah,
I mean,
I guess
like you think it's a portable.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing, and you too, she's only docked it once or twice.
Good band.
What, you too?
No.
She's only
They
docked it once or
forced us
twice.
to take that
I know, that
album
was
on
terrible.
iTunes.
Yeah.
I know, on iTunes. Take it back.
Once or twice, never docked.
Yeah.
Docked all the time. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So once or twice, never docked.
Yeah, it hasn't been
docked
there.
all the time.
Yeah.
That, however
beauty
you
of
are
it.
there, that's where it's going to expect what you think. If it's a tiny console or a portable.
Yeah.
Because if you're playing it in portable mode, if you're playing it while you're laying in bed, whatever, you got Netflix playing on your TV, you're watching.
Because you can't play it on your Switch.
Exactly. So you're
God
playing
forbid
whatever.
they put it on
You're playing
there,
whatever
day one.
there. You're watching TV, and then you're playing your Switch here, and you're playing Bomberman, you're playing Zelda or something on here.
Yeah.
That's your handheld because you were doing that with
Yeah.
your 3DS when you were playing Animal Crossing on your 3DS or Pokemon. That's what you were doing. You had something on in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're playing your Switch like that too, then yeah, it's automatically going to relate to that DS or Vita factor and be your portable. You know, like it is a handheld in that sense. Whereas when I play it, if I'm home, I'm playing Zelda or I'm playing whatever on the TV. Mm-hmm. I rarely play it like handheld mode on that, like unless I'm like right about to go to bed and I kind of want to lay down.
Yeah,
that's why. So that's why I view it as a tiny console. Number 1, because that's what it is. It's a console that I can take with me on the go. The tabletop, what was it? Tabletop.
A super tiny tabletop system.
Super tiny tabletop.
Because look, that's what it is right now. You got some friends.
Exactly. That's number 2. I'll tell you the story real quick. When I was on my lunch break yesterday was Thursday. Yeah. When I was on my lunch break yesterday, I'm sitting in the back. Brought my lunch in, from home. So as soon as I got back there,
Chipotle.
Leftover chipotle.
So chipotle from home.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Homemade chipotle.
Okay.
Anyway, brought that in. Ate that like super quick, like scarfed it down in like maybe like 6 minutes.
That's not good for you. But
yeah, I know, but I was super hungry at the time. I hadn't eaten yet, and it was like 4:30. So eat that, whatever. Start playing Switch. Put it in tabletop mode. Slide the 2 Joy-Cons.
Would you play 1-2 Switch?
No, Zelda. Playing Zelda on my lunch break. I had like 25 minutes left on my lunch break. I'm just sitting in the back room playing it, leaned up, on whatever, playing, with the Joy-Cons. I have it crossed like this. I'm still playing, have it down here. Like I switched to all different
behind
positions.
the head. You just
I didn't do that, but I had it like going all over, whatever. Last 5 minutes, right? Daniel with the 1-inch slice. We were talking about that on the way up here too.
That's funny.
And the plate of chicken in the bathtub.
That's good. We'll get to those another day.
Yeah, right.
When we have like back with other people here and we're going with the story.
But so it's like you so I'm playing whatever. Last 5 minutes of my break, my coworker Lindsay walks back there.
Yeah.
And she starts like looking at it because she's not seen one in person, I don't think, or she said like one little boy brought his in and was playing it, and so she looked at it.
Yeah.
But so I'm playing it like that, with tabletop mode without the Joy-Cons on there, playing with the Joy-Cons in my hand. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, look at this. Like, look at how cool this is that I'm playing like The Legend of Zelda. Like
Laws.
on this thing right now, and then when I take it home, it's just going to go on my screen. It's going to go onto my giant, beautiful TV. When I'm playing it like this, and I hand them to her, and she goes, "This is actually like really cool, not having to hold it like this, not having to like T-Rex arm it, to play it like this. The fact that you can like spread it out." And so she was playing with like her arms like not like down, but like kind of like definitely farther apart than a regular controller.
Yeah.
And she's like, "This is super cool. Like this is awesome." I'm like, I agree. Like if I'm playing it by myself, I always want to be in tabletop mode. I do not like playing it like if I'm sitting at a desk. I will not play it like with my elbows up like this, like in handheld mode. Like I will not.
Yeah, I'm not like that. That's
I
the
will not
beauty
do
of
it.
it.
I will kick out the kickstand. That's why they put it there. Kick out the kickstand and then play like this.
I really just want to do a kickflip with the kickstand though. Like
right? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. What were those little skateboarders called with the
Tech
little
decks?
Tech decks? I kind of want to rip this off, put wheels on, it, and just use a little
make your
Switch
own
Tech
little
deck.
Nintendo Switch Tech Deck.
Yes.
Or like I'll have it on tabletop mode like it is right now and play with the Pro Controller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm gonna play it tabletop mode. Rarely will
Feels
I play it unless I'm like at home or like when I was at Maggie's earlier, she was watching TV or something.
Yeah.
So I played it handheld mode like that.
I want to say there's something reminiscent of the Super Nintendo controller with this Pro Controller.
Really? I don't know.
The way the buttons
big
click.
buttons.
Yeah, because they're much more like Super Nintendo buttons.
Yeah, I agree. So
Down there,
that's why I think
triggers.
handheld is going to be my least played factor. Tabletop
Nice.
is going to be my second most played, and then my very most played is going to be TV mode, console mode.
I like it. No, I just thought that was interesting too. I mean, the console's literally a hybrid of all three terms.
Right, exactly.
I was just, curious to get your opinion because that's a very interesting thing. Yeah. And I like your saying if it had kind of a top screen or a cover over it, it wouldn't be as fragile as we think it is. It's just because it's all exposed.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I think because it's so exposed.
And
And the Joy-Cons, what I've noticed with the Joy-Cons is whatever this material is that they have on here gets scratched really easily. So my Joy-Cons are like already like on the back of them like are like kind of scratched up too.
Yeah, but that's
not
kind
like
of different
deep and
because
not
you're
like
throwing. Yeah, everybody's playing with them and everything.
So it's like
it's like you don't want to
again,
keep
like I don't care.
Yeah.
But like I want the screen to like stay pristine. But like the Joy-Cons are like if they get like a scratch on the back.
I mean, the purpose of the system is to have it in plate and everything. It's like who cares about that kind of stuff? No, get your enjoyment out of it. Actually play it. That's what matters.
And if I need to, I can buy more Joy-Cons. I can't buy another Switch, but I can.
I mean, technically, you could buy another Switch.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay
You can do whatever
$600.
you want.
I know. But I'd rather go and pay another $80. But the other thing is I rarely use the Joy-Cons anyway because I use the Pro Controller. So.
All right. So for those of you that have a question, want us to discuss something on the show, I'll post our Twitters below. We got the SuperGen Twitter on Twitch. Anything, toss us something. So for today, let's revisit a question from when we live streamed last week.
Yep.
As in Mario Kart 8 coming out again for Switch. One of our viewers there was like, "Hey, do you think they're gonna run any kind of promotion or anything that I see?" Well, first of all, I don't know how they would see, like he was referring to you, that you played Mario Kart 8 or you have Mario Kart 8. And we're going to either give you a little discount because you're rebuying it, or we're going to give you additional content. So I guess, is there any way that they could see that you previously bought or played Mario Kart 8?
Physically, no. Can't tell. Digitally, they can tie it to your Nintendo Network ID, which it is tied to that.
Yeah.
And they can see, okay, so-and-so downloaded it at $60 and bought all the DLC for an extra $15 or however much it was. So yeah, we'll throw them a bone. And hey, if you want to get the digital copy of Mario Kart 8, we'll take 20% off. Or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, if you want to buy that digitally, we'll take 20% off. I could see that happening. Is that going to happen? No way. Not even close. But like, if they were going to, that's how they would do it. Because I bought it physically, though, as most like diehard Nintendo people do. Is they're all about physical.
It's all about that shelf.
Exactly, you got to have that good-looking shelf with all the blue,
and it has
the
nice,
blue cases.
It has actually a nice glimmer when it's still in the cellophane.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
So there's no way for you to tell that you bought it physically because what's to say that I bought it, paid my $60, played it,
and then let me borrow it, and okay,
you borrow it. You played it for 20 minutes, paid $0, played it. I let Maggie borrow it. She played it for 20 minutes. She gave it back to me. I'm the one who spent all the money on it.
Now we get a discount.
And now all three of you get a discount.
But
hell no.
On Xbox 360, or they did it with Minecraft on Xbox One. So if it was on your 360 gamer tag, I don't know. I don't remember now actually if it was played or if it was bought. I feel like it was just played because I remember people were like, go to GameStop, play the game. It's on your gamer tag, and just because it's on your gamer tag, they're going to give you a discount on the Xbox One one. I'm almost positive it was played, not digitally bought.
That's crazy.
So it has happened before, in this industry and everything.
Minecraft also is a $19.99 game.
And it's also like the greatest selling game of all time. So
exactly.
They can afford to do it.
Mario Kart, great seller, but again, it's going to be a $60 release.
And the other thing is they know they can re-release it and everybody's going to eat this up so fast.
Hell yeah.
So because of that, there's not a chance.
There's no way they're going to do it.
Sorry, Drake, and we hope that you got your Joy-Cons off the wrong side.
Right. Could do it, yeah, for sure. Probably, but they could do the DLC because the DLC was never released on a disc. So if you paid for the DLC, then I could see them giving like those people, discounts and stuff. Yeah. But again, the discounts would only ever apply to digital because there's no way they're gonna say GameStop when you sell this game for $60, make sure you do this huge background check to make sure that this.
Well,
person
I could see a trade-in thing maybe. Hey, you trade in these Wii U games or whatever. We'll give you, $40 off.
Well, that's what they do anyway. Is like with every new game, and I'm sure Mario Kart will be no different. Is there's always a trade bonus. Like right now, what just came out? Horizon.
Nier Autonoma.
Not Nier. What was the big one that came out?
Everybody should care about.
Ghost Recon. Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
So like if you trade towards Horizon or Ghost Recon right now, you get an extra 20% on your trade.
Yeah.
So
There's
it's like
2 more pennies.
So when Mario Kart comes out, I'm sure there's going to be something similar to that.
Yeah.
Or they could do trade in your Mario Kart 8 version on Wii U.
Yeah, get $40
extra,
or something.
Get an extra 50% or something like that.
Upgrade.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if GameStop didn't do that because nobody's buying Wii U games anymore because they're playing it for the Switch.
True, but not everybody has a Switch, so Wii games will still sell. So
and they will, and they for sure do sell. And granted, I have people who come in, and like I've had like at least like 12 people come in and ask,
"You got that 2K for the
Zelda?
Switch?
Where's Zelda for Wii U? Like, give me Zelda on Wii U." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're sold out. Like, they haven't like sent us any of those copies."
I was at Best Buy yesterday. They had a plethora.
Yeah, so did
it's out there,
Target earlier today. So I'm sure. So I'm sure we got shipment today, but I didn't work today.
Yeah.
So that's that. But I could see them doing that. But yeah, Drake, don't hold your breath.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So final segment of the show, though. Let's do. You wanted to call Future Hope. Something like
sure.
That.
What we're looking
I was trying to think of a good acronym of hope. Hear our prayers. EGAD.
A new hope.
Says. Oh, hopes. HOPES. I don't know. We'll have to revisit that. A new hopes.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But no, I would like this to be too.
Don't want to get copyrighted.
Because we're obviously gonna. Well, it's impossible for us to run out of ideas because they're just all day grinding up there. You know. Bring THQ back, all that kind of like the stupidest stuff ever. But I would love to hear what the people watching, their hopes and everything. Okay. And we actually come in and we talk about those. That'd be awesome. A good way to relate to that. But until then,
until we get that,
what do we have? So I'm gonna start with this. Yeah. Obviously, like Mario Sunshine, Mario RPG. I want to see these games come to Switch, whether it's Virtual Console. But can they? Yeah, let's see GameCube games come back, but let's see an upgrade to them too. Where graphically, you're looking at this tablet. Oh my God, Mario Sunshine is gorgeous. The water. All the levels, it would look great. I would love to see that. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to blow it all in one episode.
Then don't.
Detective Waluigi.
Why not Detective Pikachu first? Because it already exists.
Detective Waluigi.
Detective Pikachu is a real
But
thing.
I'm going to save that just to like plant the Detective Waluigi nugget until we actually get Zach on the show. So this is his cry. I actually invited him to come tonight and everything.
And
yeah, man. I'll let you know. And then 15 minutes later. Yeah, I'll probably just lounge at home tonight. That's all right, cool.
Whatever. He'll be here eventually.
And that show is when we talk about Detective Waluigi.
Okay.
So we'll save it for that. But that's what I would say. I want to hear. You got to have something extraordinary up there.
What? What do I want the Switch to do?
Something that I wasn't even thinking about.
Oh God. I don't know. I don't know what I want. What do I want the Switch to do? What I want is Virtual Console to come out. And I want it to be the best Virtual Console we've ever had. The Wii U Virtual Console sucked.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Because it didn't transfer the Wii Virtual Console over to the Wii U. You had to go into like the Wii menu and go and do all these like crazy funky things to get it. You had to play with the Wii controller, the Wii classic controller.
Yeah.
You couldn't use the Switch tablet on Wii mode.
You basically say it was half-assed.
It was. It was like quarter-assed. It was terrible. Don't make that mistake again. I don't care if it doesn't come out until E3. I don't care if it doesn't come out until the fall when your internet program comes out. Like, don't care. Take as long as you need to make it work and make it like an awesome thing and add GameCube games to it. Get NES through GameCube on here. Awesome. And then you need to have it at a discount for $29.99. Pick like the best Wii games and remaster them. Remaster. Don't just remaster.
No. Remaster them.
Remaster them. Pick the best.
WIIMASTER.
Pick the best Wii games and remaster them.
Yes.
Give me remastered Skyward Sword.
No, Wiimastered.
The Joy-Cons, right, Wiimastered. The Joy-Cons work as motion controls.
I mean, how many times could they re-release that game?
They've only released it once.
Wait, what's the one am I thinking about? Twilight Princess?
Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
No,
they should
you're thinking about
re-release
Ocarina of Time. Has been released like 7 times.
I was thinking of the Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess has only been twice. They had the original release and then
GameCube, Wii. Wii U.
Well,
come on, let's keep it generations rolling.
The Wii wasn't. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, 3 generations. It's been on 3 generations. Okay.
But it was Wii release.
Yeah, it was. So do that. Make like Mario. Give me a Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 collection on Switch, and I'm there. Like, take motion controls out. Give me
Wii
Skyward
releases.
Sword without motion controls. Like, I get that motion controls are a huge part of that, so it probably won't happen. But like, if you had to put motion controls in it, the Joy-Cons have motion in them, and it works really, really well. So do that. That would be like my huge that's my pipe dream, is to have Wii remasters, Wii masters.
No pun intended on the pipe dream.
Right, the Mario pipe dream.
Or was there?
To like put that on it, that'd be awesome. But really, what I want, hopefully, as like this is like needs to happen and needs to be really well.
Need for Speed.
Virtual console.
Yeah. Most wanted.
Has to be. Virtual console most wanted is what it needs to be called.
Yeah.
Needs to happen. Needs to be good. Needs to work. That literally is the thing that will sell this system. If I can take an NES, SNES, N64, and GameCube with me on the go, have all 4 of those systems and the Switch together on the go on that thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would 100%. I agree.
That would sell it to so many more people.
Yeah.
You know? Like all the people who didn't get an NES Classic, we'll buy a Switch and you can have an NES, you can have a Super Nintendo, you can have an N64, you can have a GameCube on there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You know, like, and like, who cares? Like, and then Nintendo will say some claim of, we don't want people to buy the Switch just to play like old games. We don't want to look to the past. We want to look to the future. Like blah blah, all this stuff. I'm gonna be like, what do you care if they spend $300 on the system just so they can play GameCube games again?
Oh, people will do that though. Yeah, those are
so many people would. I know plenty of people who would buy it just to play Mario, Mario Kart Double Dash, play Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
get those 3 games, like the original Animal Crossing. Put those 4 games on there. People would pay $300 just to play those whenever they wanted, on the train, on the plane, in the car.
Yeah.
By the stars.
The rickshaw.
Wherever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So many people would buy it for that. So I don't know. That's my biggest hope right now that I've thought about is Virtual Console needs to come out and needs to be absolutely amazing. 100% amazing.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then I'm going to be super disappointed.
I like it. So episode 1, hope. We got to think of a better name for this. Something that incorporates
we'll figure
anything.
it out. We'll make
something.
it work later.
It's got to be there.
Right.
Even if it's just we get a GameCube and we press Z during the boot sequences when it's like, something like that. But no. So, yeah, episode 1, hope is bring a decent virtual console.
Yep, 100%.
Something enticing, something where it's like, this is what we want.
Are we going to have the same hopes or different hopes? You and I each have different hopes, right?
No, it turned out to be the same this one.
Oh, okay.
So it all full circle back around.
Okay, so we're going to discuss what our hope is before the show.
Oh, no. Well, we didn't today, but I mean, it turned out to be kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
From now on.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, it's a working segment. We'll figure it out.
Will we?
We will. It's still episode 1. It's new.
Hopefully.
Right. We will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock
W-I-I will.
Maybe I'll put in a little clip of that.
Oh, my God, yeah. But yeah, so good hope. Virtual console needs to happen.
All right, so this is Nintendo Nation, SuperGen.
Episode 1, Nintendo Nation. Yeah.
Yes. So check back Fridays. Podcast will be up. Mondays, videos up.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Catch you on the next one.